The further you are away from the farm, the more money you make, right? In other words, the further away you are from your skill, right? The more money you make. I know that sounds wild. That sounds like weird, right? But I'm going to explain to you, right? So the very first time I heard this was in 2021, right? We had a conference, and Mr. Tony Owe, right, the founder of ePoultry, right, was invited as one of the speakers, and he's made this very profound statement. And at the time, the idea didn't really sit on me, but as I grew, it began to make a whole lot of sense. So let me ask you a question: Have you like wondered why so many skilled people are actually broke, like fucking broke, right? And have you ever wondered why many times people who are not even as skilled as they are, right, are actually making much more money? The reason is because when it comes to skill, people do not understand that the people who make the most money from a skill set are not necessarily the ones who are the best in creating design. So let's use a graphic designer, for example, now, right? So let's say you're a graphic designer, right? Do you know that the people who make the most money is not necessarily the guy who knows how to design the best flyers, who knows how to design the best logos, who knows how to do all of that? It is not any of that, right? As a matter of fact, the person who makes the most money is the person who understands the business of the skill, not just the skill, right? Is the person who understands the business of the skill. Now, let me explain exactly what I mean by that, right? So let's use the graphic designer analogy, right? So let's say, for example, you charge let's say $10, right, for a logo. Now that same logo that you're designing, right, there are people, right, there's someone who can actually charge $8,000, and the someone can actually charge $10,000 for that same logo that you're charging $10 for, right? Now the difference between you and this person many times is not that they actually know how to design better than you do. As a matter of fact, I can bet that in many cases they do not know how to design better than you actually know how to do, right? But it's just that they understand something about the skill, which is the business of the skill, than you actually do. They know how to sell the skill, they know how to position themselves, they know how to brand themselves in such a way that they can attract the kind of people, right, that will pay them what they're actually worth. I saw somebody post a screenshot some time ago. I think it charged the client about $1,500 to design a logo, like to design a logo. And he said when he charged the client, he felt guilty for it. Right? You can imagine that, like, he felt like, oh, this was too much. And guess what? The client paid. Now, there are still people out there who will literally be begging, like they will be begging for you to give them a logo job for $3, for $5, right? What does that tell you? It helps you to understand that when it comes to making money with your skill set, learning the skill is just one part of the deal. I know they might not have told you. You take a course and you think that after you've taken the course, the next day you become a millionaire. Nobody told you that you will need to sit down to master sales, to master copywriting. You need to, at least, even if you cannot master it, have a very good idea of this thing. You need to understand negotiation, how to negotiate, right? You need to understand, what you should say to a client, how to position yourself, the things that you should say to a client that makes you look like an authority in your field. How many people who are actually graphic designers like have a portfolio? I'm using graphic designers because it's the closest example. It's the same thing with video editors. It's the same thing with data analysts. It doesn't matter what field or what industry you're in. This same lesson applies across industries. So as much as you're learning the skill, also learn the business of the skill. Listen to me. Fortune favors those, right? Fortune favors those who understand the business of the skill, right? The man who makes the most money is the man who understands the business of the skill. The man who knows how to sell his skill, that is the man that fortune is actually going to favor. So in this year, one of the things that you should go all out for, one of the things you should be voracious about is understanding and learning the business of your skill. You just have to learn the business of your skill. This is where the most money is made. The most money is not made you sitting down design. For what it is worth, these guys that even get the higher gigs, most time they don't even design this stuff. They get the gig, they pay you $10 to do it, and you do it, and then they take the job. In fact, they even pay you $20. They can even pay you times 2, and then you're happy, not knowing how much they actually charged the client will then charge $500. You just heard me say one charge $1,500 for a simple fucking logo design. So learn the skill, good, right? Good, learn the skill. But while you're learning the skill, do not forget, I repeat, do not forget to also learn the business of the skill. And don't just learn it, master it. That is where fortune is. I hope this makes sense to you.